All right, guys, welcome to the first ever FPV auction and live stream of an auction. I don't know if there's been any other channel that has done an auction. So just to let you know, during the stream, the prices that you're going to see, I'm going to start out like a starting bid at what we think should be a great deal on whatever quad we put up. I have a ton of quads here to auction off today, so I just thought this would be easier than adding it to the website. You can find some of these quads after today's auction and live stream on the website. I do have some helpers coming in for the live stream. Previously, we got shut down by, I don't know if it was the ISP or YouTube crash, but we couldn't get anything to load. Once I restarted the modem, everything's back. So now we're just going to get back into where we were. Welcome back to the live stream, guys. I want to welcome everybody back into the stream.
Vanna White in the house. What?
We have my Vanna White back there. And
Vanna White Jr.
And this guy right here. He's behind everything. You have to get on the other side, my guy. This is Ian. I do have radios. So I have radios, I have quads, I have parts, I have some goggles. I have the Jumper T15 that I'm probably not going to use, so that I can probably get to somebody's house that could use it. I even have a 15-inch sitting over, or no, a 10-inch sitting over there.
All the things is pretty much what
I've got a Gap RC 7-inch. I've got an Avada here. This is drone only. And then I also have some analog stuff. So I even have walk snail. So I have walk snail, DJI, analog, and pretty much everything.
Here we go.
So and also some helicopters and planes, if you guys are into that. So we do not just FPV on this channel. We do a little bit of everything. So the first one that I started with previously, before the internet killed us, was the walk snail 1S version of the Woofly 16 by Sub 250. Representing here. Yo, what's up, Fly Rat? Ryan, Eamon, JT, Racer, David. Welcome to the live stream. Crash Test RC, welcome. Thanks for the welcome back, by the way. I have some of those super cool helis. The RC Era helis, the one that I just reviewed, I believe it went on today. I have a Voluntex RC plane that could be an FPV plane. It's like a smaller one that I could ship to you. I have this giant case right here with this helicopter. If anybody wants to see this was super popular. This is where I actually store it, right behind the bench. This was the E200 Pro.
It's waiting.
Naval heli. I think it was a black. Some people were saying this was a Black Hawk, but that's one of the ones. But welcome back to the live stream, guys. We're going to try not to crash this time. So cheers.
Cheers. Happy 5 o'clock somewhere.
Which one's your favorite, Ian?
This one.
That one? 7-inch. This guy picks a 7-inch. He's a smart kid.
This is the one we were just starting to talk about when we crashed.
Yeah, we were gonna auction off the Gap RC. I believe this is the LR7.
Do you want to quickly show them the ones that we missed?
So yeah, I'll put in the chat which ones we were gonna drop in. So I was gonna drop in the Woofly 16 walk snail 1S for a starting bid of $80. That's shipped in the US. That's not bad, because that's probably like a $200 quad or something like that.
About the
180 with walk snail.
The teal is really cool.
As an amateur.
The teal color. It's all about the colors. People are into customizing stuff. I also have a Sub 250. This is the Oasis Fly 25. You guys just saw my friend Stu over at UAV Futures review this one. This one would come without the DJI 03 and receiver. So this would be like add your own receiver, or add your own VTX and receiver on that one.
Batteries.
No batteries with that one, but this lighting too also went up, and I'll put this one in the chat. YMZ, this is the brand new lighting 2. My favorite quad, updated from last year.
This is one of my favorites.
You guys see this?
And if you look down in the video description, it'll tell you how to buy something through PayPal. So just PayPal me. If you see something you want I'm going to drop my started bid in the chat. And if you want to add an extra $10, $20 on there, that's kind of a donation to the channel. That one is analog, yes. So Maker Raytors is saying
Also comes with
analog.
batteries, which is
Yes, that's also with 2 batteries. I got to put that in there.
That's also cool.
we all
With
need
2
Helpful.
2S batteries. Man, I ripped that one just recently.
and here's
So YMZ is in there. So extra props in the box, as well as a TPU print battery holder on the bottom. And I suggest putting a strap on the bottom of this little micro strap. Just allows you to use different size batteries instead of being stuck to one type of battery.
though.
Super compact backyard ripper. And I was mentioning when we got cut off by the overlords of the internet that I have a box here from a manufacturer that I may end up selling this one. This one is a Cinewhoop that's coming out Friday, and it's bring your own VTX. So this one is set up for primarily for the DJI 03, but you can add walk snail or analog to it. So this one is insane. One of the fastest freestyle sessions I've had in the backyard. Our backyard's pretty tight when you start doing 80 miles an hour. I've ended up in the neighbor's yard a couple times, but I've had turtle mode, so I was able to flip back over and come back over the fence. So let us know in the chat if you have dropped anything to our PayPal so that we know to set something
Sold.
to the side for you. Rebecca is going to be my secretary and Vanna White today.
Do all the things. Where's my glasses?
You got to put your glasses.
Glasses.
What we'll do is we'll probably we'll just make a list of what sells, and we'll send it to you. And you can also contact me on the website dronecamps.com through my email, or send me a bottle of this if it's legal. I'm just about out. Little past the halfway mark, you start thinking you need to go to the liquor store.
But do you really have to?
Of course. That's how we survive life, you know. But it's all about moderation, my man. Everything in moderation, even this stuff. As you can tell, I have no moderation when it comes to FPV drones. She knows that for sure. It's kind of like when you meet somebody like me, this is just kind of like included in the deal. And that may be why we're selling off some of my collection.
I didn't make him do it.
No comment. No comment. No, she didn't. It was my idea.
What's
So
next, Justin?
So
we-
the YMZ VTX is a 200 milliwatt VTX. Pretty nice. But let's move on now to the Gep RC. And I just want to clarify that that is the LR7, I believe it was. I'm just going to look on their website.
This is what we started showing off when we lost it all, y'all.
All y'all's. So, yeah, this is the MK5D LR7 from Gep RC. And this may actually, I believe, no, it's the cheapest version of it. The regular analog version of that is like $450. And I may, if anybody wants it, let me know in the chat if you'd like to have my Gep RC Moz 7 with 03. It's back there on the wall right here. I'll include some 7-inch props with it. If you make me a good offer on that one, I'll entertain that one. So I've been thinking about selling my Moz 7, but I love it so much I keep it on the wall. But if you want it, I will sell it.
It's more portable, right?
Yeah, this one is analog. So this is an analog setup. It's not the 03. And let me just double check this. And this one comes with, it looks like TBS Crossfire Nano on board. So it does have a TBS receiver on there. And that was it. That one is an AIO, but you know, I would start that one out. So this is a 7-inch. The MK5D is the really like pimped out version of it. It has a whole bunch of green TPU. You can see it on geprc.com. I don't see the cheaper one on there, but for funsies, I'll start this one out at 220. So this one could be 220 on that. That's pretty good for a 7-inch.
Score.
So let me find. Let me just clarify that that's Gap RC because it has 0 markings on it. Not even the motors are marked, so it could be an iFlight.
Ian, do you see any secret markings on here?
Hmm?
How's your eyesight? Any secret markings.
Apparently now not. What does it look like?
Just made it.
So Chimera 7 Eco was the one they made. That was the cheaper one from iFlight. So it's definitely not iFlight. It's an LR7. It's just not the MK5D version.
Boom.
It's just the bare bones cheapest. And if my memory serves me correctly, I made a big deal about this one because it was around $300 price point. So I would even go in on like 200 on that one, and that's like a steal for a 7-inch. So if you want to fly 7-inch, grab that one. So let me put that in there in the chat. Gap RC LR7. I'm just gonna say Gap RC 7-inch because it's not the MK5D. It's analog with TBS Nano RX, and I'm gonna start that at 200. I'm gonna go.
On the wall.
So the one on the wall, this is the Moz 7 with DJI 03, and it also has GPS on board, 2 antennas.
Just in case anyone wants to go big today.
The Moz 7, I'll put the Moz 7 up for. I really like the Moz 7. I don't want to sell it. So this is my don't want to sell it price. Okay.
Yeah. What's your price?
My don't want to sell it price is it's.
Normal.
I think it's like a. So I'm having to go back and check all these prices too. Because they are like.
You really don't want
The 7-inch ones, they come in around like $600 for HD. Yeah, I'm right. $700 for that guy. So it's 700. I would ship it to you for 450.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Actually?
So yeah.
What? No, what?
What the Sigma?
With the Sigma.
As my daughter would say.
So there's that in the chat. So you can see the price on that one. That's the starting price on that. If anybody's got 500 on that, you guys can battle it out too. If someone puts a price in there. Okay, I got a bid from near Kataro for 105 for the lighting. I'll take that.
So it's not good. The batteries.
Yeah, and that's with 2 batteries.
Congratulations.
That one.
The price is right.
This one. That.
All yours.
So I'm just going back.
You're rich now.
The Woofly 16 is not ELRS. It's TBS Crossfire Nano. By the way, near Katara. So, and what else do we have sitting here? We could talk about the sub 250 Oasis Fly 2.5. This is a 2.5-inch FPV freestyle drone. It has an XT30 on the front, and it is running a 750 milliamp 4S battery. It will not include the O3, so it would be add your own receiver and VTX on that one. And that one comes in at like $400 fully loaded. So that frame and power system alone, no RX and O3, I put 150 on that one.
150, baby.
Oasis Fly 150, baby.
Anyone got a 150 baby on that?
Don't even dare to copy me.
Starting bid at 150.
50, baby.
Should we do this next?
Okay. So I'm just checking in my email here to see if anybody grabbed anything. It'll show up in my email. I'll get a PayPal receipt.
about this one?
Whoa, that boy big.
Get your hands off, Dazzly.
Maka asked about fees. Yeah, the fees are about 10% on PayPal. If you wanna, if you wanna make up any fees or whatever, it depends on how much money you're sending. So 10% of like 450 would be more, obviously, but if it's $100, you could do so
For Lamborghini.
110 if you want to make up the fees. Because if you send me $100 on PayPal and you let me hit the fees, it'll subtract 10%. My math is right on that. That's $10, right?
Through business, PayPal business.
She was saying you might be able to do it through PayPal Business to avoid fees if you have a business account in PayPal. I can take Venmo.
Venmo for the win.
Venmo, baby.
So,
Off Axis asked, do we have a list somewhere? No, it's just a whole pile of stuff sitting over here to my right. So let's go ahead and keep this moving. We have a DJI Avada. These are currently retailing alone for 600 and something on DJI's website. So I'm thinking somewhere around.
You want to hold it?
So if you were to buy this alone with no controller, no battery, just the drone, $629. I would do the drone and the battery for. If you want the extra battery, I'd do $550 for 2 batteries and the Avada. If you want just the drone itself with 1 battery, I'd do $450. And this one's actually, this was my second one that I bought that I needed to test out more of these HQ props because I'd started to do the motor upgrade on the other one and it was giving me like compass errors and things like that, or motor error, ESC error. So I had to go out and grab another one. So this one flown probably 2 or 3 times testing the HQ props. So bind and fly with 1 battery, 450. With 2 bats, 550.
Happy Doggy approves. She couldn't get left out.
And that's payable through PayPal. I'm just going to drop in the email there so you guys know it. No fees, please. All right, so that's the Avada, and now we can move on to the HGLRC. That one right there. Yep, that is an HGLRC 6-inch analog drone. I can't remember which receiver that one has, but it does have a Lumineer antenna on the back. It has the forward motors, and it has bi-blade props on there. And that was pretty much ready to fly. That's a Send It rig.
These props are long.
And it's a 6S configured drone. It doesn't come with any kind of GoPro mount, but you could definitely slap one on the top of this one. Bottom mount battery, replaceable arms. You guys might remember the name of this one, but this one was from about a year ago on the channel. And again, this one's probably flown a handful of times. So anybody needs an analog 6-inch, that's a good one. So I will start that one out. I'll do that one for 180. It's a pretty good deal right now out there for analog 6-inch quad. Like most quads out there, even for 5-inch right now, are bind and fly analog for around 150. I think it's like the average price, 150 to 200. Probably more like 200. I may be willing to ship to Canada if you're willing to cover the fees. I just don't want to ship to Europe, unfortunately, guys that are overseas. I know shipping to Canada is not as bad. Like some people want me to ship like a t-shirt to Australia and it costs like $35 to ship a t-shirt to Australia. But we don't make any money off t-shirts. We've never become rich off t-shirts.
Want a t-shirt? We have t-shirts.
We do have t-shirts on the website. I should lower the price on t-shirts because I think I had the batch made like 3 years ago or something. They've just been in a box, but I do give them away at our public events too.
Maybe if someone buys a drone today and gives an extra little donation.
Hey,
we'll
off
get
access.
something
Speak-
extra.
Speaking of donations, we just got a $2 tip from Off Axis. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Definitely this is for you.
Thank you from the dog.
That'd be a great idea for a live stream. A shot. I do a shot every tip,
Oh, do it.
but a tip has to be more than $2.
Should take a
So I'll
shot.
be wasted pretty quickly.
No doubt.
Oh, and we have great customer service, by the way. You know, this guy right here, he's learning.
This guy.
This guy.
Wait, but did anyone say you should take a shot?
He answers the phone if you call drone camps.
You're doing something with
All right, so I'm gonna look back and
Are you doing something with these, Justin, or
So-
should they go?
they go with the Avada. So I put the one battery offer in for the DJI Avada. It also comes with a charger, a little USB-C charger, and some extra 5-blade props from, I believe they're Master Air Screw. Flip that bag over. Oh no, Drone Tech was the maker of those props.
That's a lot of bling.
They made some orange ones and some smoke-colored ones.
I like 'em.
Smoke.
Okay, Johnny then says he sent the money for the 7-inch analog.
Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny. Drop me an email, but I should have the receipt right here. So I've got a couple receipts coming in my email. I've got the near Kataro. I've got you there, 105, and I've got also I got the 210 from Jonathan. And then when your PayPal receipt comes in, I'm gonna email you to confirm with you your shipping address and all that stuff. Okay. So cool. Thank you guys for that. That I really appreciate that.
Go grab a chicken, Ian. That can be your next.
You should go grab a chicken. Do you guys want to see a chicken?
You have 5.
I'll get one. Should I?
Sure.
It's true. It's true. I am part redneck, so if you see any American flags, chickens, or firearms or drones on this channel, it's likely because
Like,
I'm an American white male.
So typical.
I'll see you in like.
Basic, right? Stay tuned
Oh,
for the chicken.
I'm anything but basic.
Just kidding. What else do we have to show them?
We have a whole bunch of stuff over there if you just want to grab something from right there.
What about the sneak peek?
This is like FPV Santa Claus, but a lot more attractive than Santa Claus.
You're the FPV Santa.
What's up, Sleek? What's up, Ryan? So again, like if anybody grabs something, I have been called FPV Santa. Around Christmas time, we do this kind of stuff. So yeah, so this would be a project quad. I poached the 03 out of the back of this one. This was the Fox Seer 7-inch that they released a while back. I forget what's it called, the Aura. I have quadnesia, so sometimes I don't remember names of all these quads, but it's because I get too many. So we'll do that next. This one is the Aura without an 03, but it does have the flight controller, the ESCs, and the motors, and everything you need to just put in your camera and your VTX and a GPS on the back if you want, and you'll be able to rock with this. This is again another 7-inch, and these are the Datura 2806.5 1350 kV motors. And this is the kind of quad where I'd really just rather keep this one because I love my 7-inch. But this one without a VTX, I would start this quad in. It's in great condition, no scratches on it. Looks like I landed it on my landing mat. Probably, I don't know. I'd go 180 on that one, and that's free shipping. Let me drop this in the chat real quick. That's the Foxier Aura 7. No VTX camera or RX, but it has the FC and everything else there. I said 180 on that.
It's a deal.
It's a good deal. So next up, who wants to see an RC car? She's coming in hot with an RC car. So you guys may have seen this one a while back on the channel. This was cool because I don't think this one's FPV. If you wanna. So no, this one is just like a micro 4x4 truck, like an off-road truck.
I was just thinking as we were talking Santa, if any of you guys have kids or feel like you might be part kid, like myself or Justin, maybe you want something like this. Or the holidays are fast approaching.
So this is
The
why
later
this is why I
Shop
made
early.
my hobby my job. I've done this twice in my life. Made my hobby my job. First with kites, and then with flying. Everything is with flying stuff. Isn't that strange?
Nicely
There's a
packaged.
reoccurring theme here in my life. First, kites was my
How much does
day
is
job.
this present Santa?
So
Nicely
I don't even know.
stored.
This has FPV antennas in here, so it may have oh, it has a camera attachment in here.
Something fun and
I
different.
believe this is the little truck right here on the controller.
So
So
cool.
I don't even know.
Here's the controller.
So this is where
Controller's
you could
size.
probably get a deal. The battery's built into it, USB-C. I'd say $100 on this. I don't even know what the retail is at. I'm just going to drop that down there for somebody who wants one of these micro cars, ready to ride.
Super fun.
The Synclo Turbo. I don't know. You can probably Google that real quick. Synclo Turbo, ready to run. Drop that back in there. Step 2. So this is one of those things that I would just keep around for my kids, but it could also be for your kids
Or yourself.
or yourself. Synclo Turbo, 4x4, ready to run.
Back to your regularly
RC truck. I'm just dropping that in the chat. Hey JDA, thank you. JDA says, are you selling any analog goggles or ELRS controllers?
Something for you.
The answer to that is yes and yes. There's the Synclo Turbo 4x4 in the chat. So next up, we're gonna start bids on a jumper T15, which is in a black box right there. This is a really awesome radio. This is ELRS. This is exactly what somebody just asked for. JDA asked for. Here's the box.
We're back.
The RC car goes for 60. Hey, if that RC car goes for 60, then I'll do 40, but you might have to pay the shipping because it's kind of a big box. Does it go for 60? Ready to run? My God, I gotta look that up.
It's pretty heavy.
Synclo Turbo. Wow, that'd be amazing if that runs for $60. That's an awesome little car. SNT Synclo Turbo 4x4. Where did you find it for $60? Let's see. It is very possible. Hold that box up again. The other side. Of course, it doesn't have the model number on it anywhere. Up, hold it, turn it to this side over here. Let me see that side, other side. This one, yeah. It's a little sticker there. Let's see. They have amazing names from China. It's called the 3005. That's all it's called. It's called the 3005 race. I don't. Thank you. Okay. Oh, that looks like the same one. The Atom series. So I found it for $75. Let's see. That's car only. So with the RC controller, that is bringing it up to $90 plus the FPV goggles, which are in that box, brings it up to $156.99. So for that combo with the FPV gear, which is this one, it's retails at $156.99. So for that car, I would still I still think $100 is pretty good for that car. Yeah, I think somebody didn't know it came with all the extra stuff, but car only, yes, it is $75. Car only, and that's the 3005 Atom series micro FPV car. I believe mine was green, wasn't it green?
It is green.
It's a green one. So there's green or red. I like the green one.
Mrs. Claus gifts, or are you still on this one now?
We're moving on, and I want to also let Simon know that I did receive his payment. So the Moz 7, we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Moz 7. I got to take that off my wall. That's a good drone. So I just want you to know
With love from Justin.
I love that. I love that quad.
He might buy it back from you someday.
I'm doing this is like a hoarder episode where somebody's getting rid of stuff they don't want to get rid of. I don't want to get rid of any of this stuff.
Show him the side view.
And I don't even want to get rid of it for money. That's how much I like it. So this is the Jumper T15 ELRS.
Nice case.
It's the blue one. So I know somebody was asking for ELRS radio. This has built-in ELRS Edge TX on this one, if I remember correctly, and full color screen. Comes with neck strap, screen protector, stick protector for traveling, but you do have to add your own batteries because it doesn't come with batteries. So 18650s on Amazon, 2 of them in the back right there.
Are you selling any batteries today?
No.
No. Gotta keep your batteries.
Batteries are in short supply. I always need more batteries. So that's the Jumper T15. I don't need it, so you can fly it. ELRS, and it has the latest version of, I believe it's 3.3 on this one. So it should bind up to pretty much any ELRS receivers out there right now very easily. So that one, Jumper T15, what does that go for, guys? T15 ELRS radio. Let's see. Yeah, that S&T has the camera in the box because when I did the video, I remember FPVing it around the house. Yeah, it is Edge TX on the Jumper T15. And so, let's see. I'm just going to Google that real quick and we'll figure out what the price is on that one.
Running out of space.
It has Hall gimbals. Right now, that one's going for 190. So I got my Vanna white back there showing you the box. And that's going to be... I feel like dropping it.
Different colors.
I feel like I should drop a deal on this one because I would personally probably start using this radio, but I can't get my hands off my boxer to get on the jumper here. So this one's 190 retail, so I'm gonna drop this one for 120. Just like if anybody wants to pay more for that, that'd be amazing.
Can fight it out in the comments. It's so pretty though, the colors. One more time.
Okay, and if you bought something in the last 20 minutes, let me know. I need to go back through the chat. So I'm dropping that in the chat. Jumper T15 ELRS Radio 120. I think that's a good deal.
It's pretty. That's what I care about. What's next? Did you want to throw this one up?
So I'm getting emails as well. So I'm trying to answer back your emails. All right. So what's next? I know she wants to show you this next drone, and this is an iFlight Monster FPV analog. And
Really cool.
this is another one I don't want to sell because I don't usually sell my big stuff. I keep it. I hoard the big stuff. I don't really care about whoops that much, but my big stuff, I come like old school RC guy. Used to fly big planes and stuff, so I really enjoy big stuff.
This one's cool though.
So
bigger than how many? What is this?
this is a 10-inch analog FPV drone.
Are you sure it's 10? Seems bigger.
Yeah, it's that is a 10-inch behind you right there on the wall. So that's the iFlight. This is the this one actually may be the and I'll put an antenna on here for you. I'll give you a long antenna with this. This has TBS Crossfire Nano on the back, so it has a receiver on it. I believe this was Recon FPV. I'm gonna look this up. It's either the Gep RC or the Recon. We can just. It does have a GoPro mount on here, but I may take this off because this doesn't go on this one, and it's just zip tied on the backside, so that wouldn't be good for you. And I believe that was a Recon. We're just gonna check Recon's website real quick, just to double check. So if you did buy anything in the last 20 minutes, let me know so I can just follow up with you. And I'm also trying to go back and check my email. So
Was that it?
yeah, she has a good eye. So this is the Recon 7 Pro long range analog version. The 03 version costs $639. The one that I have here is the Zeus 1.6 version. And that one's this 400 retail. So I think I should make some deals. 400 retail. I'm gonna say 280 on that 10-inch. So $280. That's an awesome deal. $280. 280 for, and it. Okay. Recon. Wait a minute. Did I just say 7-inch? What did I just say? Recon 7 Pro. That may not. I don't think this is a 7. This is a 10-inch. So I just said 10-inch earlier.
Give us back there. If you go back one tab. Door next to it. Is that it?
Yeah, the 10. So this.
Lightweight frame. Is that right?
Yeah, this doesn't appear to be the same frame. Maybe it is. Let me double check. Yeah. So they do still have parts for the Recon 10 Pro, which is awesome. I said 7 earlier, but it's a 10. I got confused. So 7 Pro comes in at $639. The analog version of the 7-inch with the Zeus 1.6 was $400. So I told you guys 280 on this one, so this is a 10-inch for 280. I'm just gonna let it go for 280. I'm not gonna up the price on this. I'm just gonna keep it absolutely the same. So yeah.
What do people want to see more of? What are you looking for? Because we got it all.
Yeah. So we also have a micro FPV plane from Voluntex over there. We do have some helicopters if you guys want to see a helicopter. And we have some more of those little tiny micro cars. I believe a couple of them have FPV cameras. I know what we should bring. Some people are saying they want to see some whoops. Bring me that plastic bag right there. Yeah. So this is awesome. This is awesome stuff right here. So this would be a good bundle. I'll include 2 batteries with this one. It has a So this one is the Air series from Beta FPV, and this is an analog drone. I'm going to include all the extra camera canopy covers. There's a whole bunch of different colors in that pack. I'm going to include the 2 extra frames that they sent me. Let's see.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
And I give you one of my chargers along with it. So this is a 2-up charger with the BT 2.0 on there.
It's very light.
Super light. And you know what? I'll give you one of my lava. Maybe I should have more to drink. I'll give you guys more stuff. I'll give you one of my lava batteries, and I'll give you one of the older batteries. So you get a new one and an old one, and then you can.
Also, we're part of it all.
And yeah, so there's the USB-C connector, which plugs into the flight controller. That's what a lot of flight controllers are doing nowadays, and some extra props in the box. You showed them the quad already?
I did.
So that one was super fun.
Love it.
That one's
Very cute.
ELRS built-in SPI receiver on that one.
This is my description of them all. Very cute.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the black version of the 2-up. It's also a battery checker, so if you plug in a battery, it shows you the LED on the front. I'll just put that in the box. And
Ready
then
to rock and roll for you.
2 batteries, and all the extra parts and canopies will go with that too.
Did you give him a price?
No.
Who wants
I'm gonna
that?
set these rest of these batteries over here.
I want this one.
That one's cute, and it also flies really fast. It's really awesome. So that one also just came out.
Is cute an attractive adjective to your community
Yes.
for their drones? We all want cute drones, right?
All right. So,
Okay, so this package, I'm gonna set to the side. So
and
you know
let me
what it
just
comes with.
take a look at that one so that people want to know which version it is, because there's 2 versions. There's a racing one and a freestyle one. So this is the freestyle version, and so this one retails for $95.
What about all these extras?
And all the extras on there. So all the extras and the batteries and the drone with an ELRS receiver. I think all this entire bundle together, I'll go like $15 cheaper than retail. So like $80 on that.
Boom.
Shipped on the Air Freestyle. Air 653 Freestyle with accessories, 2 batteries. Idiots Assemble. If you're in the United States, you can bid. You can pay to my PayPal. Anything that you see here that we've talked about, if it's already been bought, I'll refund you if you have paid me and someone else nabbed it. I'm continuously checking my email, but I'm going to drop the email for the PayPal into the chat.
Do you have any more whoops over here?
Yeah, there's some over there if you just dig in Santa's box. Also pay with no fees, please, so I don't have to eat the fees on an $80 purchase. So the Air 6.5 Freestyle with accessories, 2 batteries was $80 shipped. I think that's a pretty good deal. If you got $90 on the air, this is an auction. So if artificial intelligence says he'll do 90 on the air, I'll take 90 on the air. That'd be awesome. It's like an extra $10, like a donation to the channel. Thank you. I'm trying to thin the fleet here, guys. These are drones. That's stuff too. You can bring those over. Somebody said they wanted to see an ELRS radio, so I believe that's the. I need this radio. This is a VTOL setup on this radio. I have switches marked on this one, but if somebody wants a T20, I have 2 T20s that I can sell because I have 2 extra ones. JDA, if you okay, so between artificial intelligence and JDA paid first. He paid $80 for the Air 2. So we have a little bit of a. Let me just check my email and see what came through. If we have 2 payments at once, we may have to like flip a coin or something, you guys.
Maybe we can find something else.
I do have more whoops. If you want to buy another whoop, either one of you guys, if you guys want to wrestle for it. But if there's 2 payments, we may have to do something like flip for it. But I'm checking my email now. I'm just waiting for that to come in. I see that I did get a PayPal payment from someone. Just going to confirm who it was. So what do you guys think about the first ever FPV live stream? It's kind of fun, right? If you paid for anything, I will see it. If anyone double paid, we'll figure out how to make it good. And nobody's going to pay for something and not either get a refund or the product.
Happy customers only.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to sell that. That's not good.
Where would I find more whoops, or what's that, or these things?
So yeah, this is what I'll do next. I'll do this one next. Thanks a lot, Brett, for. I see that coming in. So it looks like we have a toss up between Jeremy and Brett. So
Is this comparable?
yeah, we can sell that one. I think people would like to buy that one.
On deck.
All right. So any of the tiny boxes in those big crates would be a whoop. The smallest box you can find will be a whoop.
Looking for the small boxes.
JDA, there's definitely bones for the Wingman supporters. I appreciate all my Patreons. Make a Raider says highest bidder, or Daytona Jim says highest bidder. So that may be what we have to fall back onto here. So I do see that Jeremy came in first on the $80 bid, and then we have Brett come in on top at 90. So usually the way an auction works is the guy who did the highest bid wins the auction. So for me to go back to the $80 bid would be kind of unfair in an auction setting.
I'll find him something else. Here.
But I can find you something if you want something else. We have more whoops. I actually have another beta FPV quad over here. That is a Meteor 75. And I also have an HGLRC Talon that could go up for grabs. So between Brett and Jeremy, what do you guys? How are you guys feeling about this? Should we do top bidder on this? Like, I don't want to push anybody to do, if like Jeremy really wanted it, he could drop in 100 on it, or we could refund on it. I wish I had two of them. I had another one, but I gave one away. I had the racing one. I gave it to Diego. Okay, JD, I'll make good. I'll make good for you. Okay. So we'll. Can you make a note? Can you make a note for me to refund Jeremy for his $80? I can hold on to it for now during the live stream, Jeremy. If you see something else you want at the equal price, I'll make you a deal on the next whoop. And then I've got Brett saying that he wants the Meteor. So I don't know. Maybe you guys want to swap out. If you want the Meteor, I'll send you the Meteor and I'll send you extra batteries. I do think that the Meteor has like possibly a crack in one of the prop guards. I have a really good memory about. It's amazing how much stuff I remember about all this stuff. Let me just double check that quad. So this is the Meteor 75 with BT 2.0 connector. So right on the inside of the frame, I can't see it. Right on the inside of the frame, right here by the front. If I pull forward, it separates on the right hand side. So this will be the entire quad. I mean, it'll still fly just like this. Like, and this was one of my favorites because it was super locked in and super racy around the house. But the frame is compromised right here. But I think a little tiny piece of CA right there would fix that problem. And I could definitely okay. Okay, so so that auction is now increased. And since we are in auction, it looks like Jeremy has risen above the $90 price point. So Jeremy is currently in the lead for the Air bundle. Those are probably good. You can set them here. Do you want to grab a piece of paper and like write some of this down real quick? Can you just write down that Jeremy is? Yeah, don't worry about that stuff right now. I just need to make sure that I've got Jeremy's stuff written down.
I got you, Jeremy.
She's flooding me with product, you guys, but I'm trying to keep track of like what's happening with Jeremy. So she is going over there to find more wood. So if Air artificial intelligence is looking for something whoop size to fly, she just brought me this, which is super awesome. It's the Flywoo Firefly, if I remember correctly. It is 1S, the Firefly Nano Baby. And this one has ELRS on here. So this little guy, oh no, Jeremy won. Jeremy won. So write down that Jeremy is in the lead for the Air, 6.5. Air 6.5. So this is the Firefly Baby Nano. And yeah, we're starting the whiteboard right now. So someone was saying, man, we need a whiteboard we should put one. So next time we do this, we'll put a whiteboard back here and we'll just keep everybody listed there so everybody can see it. So I'm just refreshing my email here too. So every time you guys drop into my PayPal with any amount at all, I get an email right here on the screen. So I know where we're at. So just to be official, Jeremy is the winner of the Air 6.5. Okay. And we have that written down. But apologies to Brett, because like I said in the auction, like the highest bidder wins or whatever. Jeremy really wants that that 6.5. So I do have the Firefly Baby Nano here, 1S. We would do the same price on that if that's still a deal. No, that looks like a kit project. I'm just gonna double check on Flywood and see where the Firefly Baby is currently. That one's probably out of stock at this point. So that one comes in at 159. I could easily do 90, 169 with receiver. So this one goes for 170. I would do 90 for this one. So if somebody wants that one for 90, Brett, you can drop into the chat and say, hey, I want it. Yeah, Firefly Nano Baby. That's right. Yeah. This was a good one. Thank you. She's good, you guys. She's bringing more whoops into the house. So I have the Firefly here, and we also have an iFly Alpha. You guys remember the iFly Alpha? This one was a good one too. So right now we have three different whoops. We have the Meteor 75 right here that had some front prop guard issue, but it will still fly absolutely fine. It's not on the outside of the prop guard, so it's on the inside right here, right up front where there's a post. And then the Baby Nano and the Alpha. And I would put all of these, let's just do 80 on each of these, just a straight 80. And if Brett wants either three of these whoops, and these are all ELRS, we can do 80 on that, and I'll give you a $10 refund. And we'll write that on the whiteboard. Okay, Maka said he wants to take the Flywood for 90. If you want to take the Flywood for 90, just drop in on that on the PayPal.
This one's great.
Okay.
Hand me the sold ones.
Okay, so sold is, you took the Air, right? That was sold. So actually take a Sharpie over there from that where the American flag is, and write Jeremy on that Air 65. Okay. That's good. That's good. All right, Rob wants to see the micro FPV car. Rob, my buddy, you got to come back to Oregon and visit us. This is the micro car. It has the goggles, the radio, and an internal battery in here.
Here, I'll help you open it. It's like packaging galore. It's all in there.
So yeah. And sometimes they send me a lot of extras too, so there may be some extras in this box. I can't remember what we said the price on this one was, but this is the little tiny FPV truck.
In green. Here, I'll
And
hold some stuff. So
and
you
it
can
has the antennas in here and the goggles. And yeah, the FPV camera is right here. So it snaps on the top of the truck. So here is the FPV camera. So a tiny little 5.8 on there. So if you don't want to use these goggles, you don't have to.
fun present.
So yeah, that could be cool for
What else is under there?
nephew,
Packaging.
niece, or granddaughters, or and underneath there is the goggles. Should we pull the goggles out?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna buy it. Show them the goggles.
Let me show you everything. Okay, Brett's $90 on the Firefly. So let's write down Brett on the Firefly. And that's this box right here, if you want to set that in the cell pile. So here's the radio transmitter. USB-C popped out of there. Looks like there's a battery in there. Oh yeah, there's three AAA batteries already in there for you. That's a strange battery mount thing. It's like three batteries become one. Almost thought it was the 18650. And then the USB-C hides in there as well in the bottom. So watch out when you open that up. Okay. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Greetings to Canada from your neighbors in the US. So yeah, this is the full FPV combo, which went for like 159, I think, on the website. And I would do 100 on this one. And that's it right there. So these are the goggles. Yeah, she's my shipping department. So she's also in sales.
I'm in marketing.
And I'll be the tech support. Free tech support. So, okay, just checking my email. Looks like we got another. So we got Christian in here at 105 on the Baby Nano. Okay, so this auction is becoming an auction. We need to see that whiteboard real quick, Rebecca. So I'm gonna look back through the email here and let's just see where Brett is in at 90 on the Firefly. Jeremy swooped in and he bid higher on the Air 6.5. And then Christian came back in on top of Brett's bid for the Nano at 105. So he's currently $15 above Brett on the Firefly.
People want the whoops.
People really want these whoops. You guys are fighting for these whoops. But I get it because they're fun. Okay, what do you guys want to see next? There's a little bit of lag in the chat. I do see that.
Maybe show them another whoop because I don't think everyone who wanted a whoop got a whoop yet.
Okay, and if you are adding to your bid, you know, obviously make sure you don't like double up on whatever you sent me before. I just saw another PayPal come in, and hopefully you just added say 20 to that. Because if he's at 15 over, then you want to do obviously, you know, more than 15 over. Okay, Robert's in on the so thanks Rob for grabbing that Synclo. Are you gonna give that to somebody special, Rob?
Any more of these whoops for you?
Not yet. I'm just trying to get this stuff written down so we make sure that Christian is currently on top for the Firefly. Wow, this became a fight for the Firefly. Is that like still people's favorite out there? So Brett, you're under 105. And let me just double check back. Brett did say 110 for the Nano, so if you come in at 110, then you're on top. Fight for the Firefly.
I got another Nano right here.
No. Oh, put this in the RC car box for me. That's just a little base plate for a little. It has a little case that comes with it.
What's this?
All right, cool. So
Does this not count?
yeah, that's another thing I'm gonna put up if you just want to put it there. Okay, so looks like Robert's on the RC car. We have Brett Bread at 115. 25 cents. So the top bid on the Firefly right now is 115. We had Christian at 105. It was at 110. Now it's at 115. And I got an email from Brett, but it seems that the message has no content, but it does have subject line. It says Firefly Nano 110. Shots of Crown. Anyone who flies a FPV could have a free shot. Hey, Dante, welcome to the live stream. You outbid yourself.
Thank you, Dante.
The chaos of an auction. I did, Rob. We're all good, bro. We're all squared away. We're all squared away on that. Unless someone drops in and says 110 for the FPV car, which if they do, I'm just going to have to keep whiteboarding like for the rest of this live stream. But thank you guys who have done some auction bids on this. This is a lot of fun. So um, we originally had Brett drop in, and he dropped in for around $90. It originally started out with Jeremy at 80. It rose up another $15. Jeremy sent in another $15, and then Christian at 105. And so now Brett is back on top at 25, an extra $25. So we're at a total of 115 for Brett. So currently 115 for the Firefly. Oh, you're keeping it for yourself? I don't blame you, man. That thing was fun. That's a lot of fun, that little RC car. So I'm going to write in once again on the whiteboard. Brett's on top for the Firefly. It's like a PayPal cash register. We're just going to have to open up the till and send money back out. So if you didn't win anything at this point, we'll give you a refund on what you sent. And so Christian, I have a refund coming to you for the Firefly. Unless you see something else here that you want to bid on the same price for. So we have other whoops coming up. We do have an iFly Alpha. Let's move on to the iFly Alpha. I mentioned that I would do $80 on some of these other whoops. This is a 1S ELRS receiver on here. Super fun little whoop for the house. It has replaceable motors. It has the traditional Android style Betaflight USB. And tiny little, looks like 16 millimeter props on this guy. Definitely analog. Prop Junkie wants to know if I will auction one of the Haisingi beginner drone. I do have one. It is the Sunray, and I could sell that one to you. I don't have to auction that to you. I could just sell you that. So if you want to send me an email about that, talking about your daughter's 12th birthday, I'll reply to you and I'll give you a price on that one. Because that would be great. That's a great beginner drone. I've had all of my kids. We have 4 kids, and I've had them flying the Haisingi stuff. They love it. My other Haisingi has been flown so much they ended up breaking it. Make Raider said he's Christian. Okay. So what would you guys like to see next? I do have, so we said 80 on the Alpha. If anybody wants to drop a bid on that, iFlight Alpha Whoop. This is a 1S, and that starts at 80. So the next thing we have is a Darwin FPV crowd favorite that I think someone's really going to want, because this one is small, it's foldable, it has GPS on here, it has a long range antenna, it also has a camera mount up front, and this one was called the Fold Ape. Do you guys remember this one? The Fold Ape. I do have some analog goggles over there that I'm going to bring up in just a second. So this is the Fold Ape. We do cheap O3 air units. I do have some Vistas, but I don't have any. I'm on a shortage of O3s because some of these companies are not sending us an O3 with their quad, and it makes it really difficult when they do that because I don't have a bunch of O3 spares laying around, unfortunately. You think I would, but I don't. So the Darwin Fold Ape, this one's going up for grabs. I'm gonna have to look up a price on this one, but if somebody wants a cool little foldable quad with GPS on there, it's like a micro LR quad from Darwin. Cheap parts to replace. And I tried to review their Tiny Ape a while back, but it has so much things compressed in it that mine caught on fire. I think it's just one of those designs that is so small and everything's just so tight that, yeah, there was some poor product management going on in that one. So quality control was at 0. I actually had one of the ESC wires pop off, and it ignited the frame. Not good advertising for the the folding ape that I want to sell. So let's just double check what receiver's on here. So mine, it doesn't tell me what receiver it is on the box. Usually I have a little sticker on the outside. So the ELRS version is 187. That's a pretty good price for that. Now I'm assuming that this one is likely the ELRS bind and fly. And it's definitely the analog. Just gonna open this up. The arms fold out like this. So what a fun live stream. Like, I don't know that there's been a lot of auction live streams. I can't even get this thing open up. Not a huge fan of like folding FPV drones. I'm a terrible advertiser. Okay, there it goes. It's just tight in the front. So there's a little screwdriver hole right there. You just stick the screw down in there. A little M2 screw holds those front ones to good there. It's going to check back in the live stream chat, see what you guys are up to. And I can't remember what battery this is. I believe it was a 4S. Yeah, this is a little 4-inch Fold Ape. But then again, don't believe me. I have quadnesia. What's up, dude? So I believe this is an S. This is a built-in SPI ELRS receiver on here because it has this little antenna coming out the back right here. So this one's built into it. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's the antenna's cool.
It's a tall antenna. It's for like flying super far, long range.
Is it like to know where it is?
Yeah, it has GPS on the back. Has a little GPS module. So that one flies out, and if it gets lost, it uses this and satellites to turn around and come back home. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's got a big strap for a big battery on here.
How much?
Good question. So this one we could do. I'm gonna do a deal on this one at 130. Fold Ape starting bid is at 130. So we have an ongoing battle for the. Yeah, Eamon's asking if that's analog. It is analog. So we have an ongoing battle for the Firefly. So um, I just got an additional $25 bid from Brett on the Firefly. That just came through at 5:39 into my email. So that may be. I'm gonna add up what's been sent in the PayPal, and then I'm gonna refund whoever was less on that Firefly. So don't worry about that. You will absolutely get a refund if you're on the low side of a bid for all the amounts that you did if you didn't win something. Just I was asking if we have any HD0 gear or walk snail Cinewhoops. We do have a walk snail Cinewhoop. It's a Whoopfly 16. It's a 1S walk snail with a TBS Nano Crossfire receiver on there. A little miniature Immortal T on the back. It's pretty cool. And it has the GMB style connector on it. Downward facing motors. It has a cage down bottom for a 1S 450 or so. Maybe you could squeeze a 550 in there. Sometimes I snip these off and I'll use like a strap underneath. There's two bars going side to side, so you could fit a strap under there, just between the receiver and the frame. And it does have a built-in USB connector here. But yeah, this is the walk snail that we have. I don't really have much HD0 stuff. We have more children coming into the stream.
Yep. Hi.
Trying to keep this PG
There's a come over here.
ish. All right, so this is the Fold 8. Just gonna check my email to make sure no bids come in. Let's see. It's like Santa's workshops. I got elves everywhere.
We're not elves.
You're not elves? Why are your ears pointed? Is your ear pointed?
Why are your ears down?
My ears down. Well, my ears are
They're
are too big, and my head's too small for the hat. So sometimes I have to just do that.
I saw the thing.
Yeah, we're on a live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 59 people watching you right now. Oh, she's got some cash money. She has a job now. But don't tell the internet, because then, you'll get taxed for all of your earnings, like me.
So how much money?
She's hiding her $20.
40. He's so cute.
So I'm just checking the email again. We do have some more DJI stuff.
DJI.
We do have more DJI. Let's see. Let me, we got all kinds of people over here. Let's see.
You're doing that on purpose.
Yeah, let's be careful about it.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Well, definitely. Okay, so who wants to see? I'm going to look for some more DJI stuff, but I also wanted to show you this because I think someone might want this. This one just came out. It's the Boxer Crush. Ian. So I reviewed this one last week. If it was going to be your last radio, ooh, that's a tough question. Crush or T15? That's a good question. I'm a little bit partial to my Boxer just because that's what I know the best, and I haven't really tooled around with the T15 yet, but this is my crush that I have currently. ELRS. I do like this one. By the way, if I sell this, it doesn't come with batteries, but I do like the Boxer better for me because I don't need the color screen. It's nice to have a color screen, but the batteries last longer when you don't have a color screen. So whenever you add a larger screen and more things for the battery to power, like color screens, it would definitely suck more battery. So the batteries last a little bit less, and it would really truly have to be tested to know the difference between what this radio can function for. But when you add in the 6200 milliamp battery in here, this giant battery bay, and no color screen on the front, you're going to get the longest runtime. So for me, as a YouTuber, I need something that's I'm going to be able to pick up every day and take out and not get that low battery warning when I'm flying. Because the worst thing in the world for me is to be out flying some of this stuff and be like, low battery, low battery. I don't want to hear that when I'm flying. So I still think the Boxer may be my choice radio when it comes to battery time. So this one, I don't know what this one retails for. Let's see. This is with the case and the antenna. And it does have gimbal protector. Sometimes they send me extras. I have a screen protector, the keychain, the manual, USB-C cable. And let's see what. Yeah, I mean, the screen for me is kind of secondary because I don't really, it's not like I look at it like it's an iPad screen. Like if I was watching videos on it or something, um, that might make a difference. Or if it's like a laptop screen, but it's not something that I just, I don't really care if it's a color or a monochrome screen. I honestly don't care. I mean, when the TX16 first came out, I mean, I did care because I hadn't really used that much color screens before. Some of the Spectrum guys had used it before, and I was old school Spectrum, so I only had the monochrome screen, LCD. But when things went full color, and then Edge TX came in and gave me touchscreen on my TX16 S Max that I have, that was my favorite radio for years, and I might actually put that one up for like a fundraiser bid. If you want to own the radio that I use the most in my entire career in 10 years, originally it would have been the X9D to start. Free Sky, when that was popular, that was my go-to. I dropped it on a trip with Diego. I broke it, and then the TX16 when it came out, they sent me this Max edition with drone camps engraved right across the power button, and that's my most used radio of all time until the Boxer came around. So the Boxer is now what I've kind of moved on to, and I always recommend that. And again, probably because of the battery time. So my Boxer is the Crust version. There, it's the green one. It's called Mint Mist or whatever. I just think it's green, but it's 189, and I would do on that one. I do 140 on the Boxer Crush M2. So this is a left hand uh, mode 2, also known as M2 mode 2 controller, ELRS, and that's a cool radio. It's so strange how both factories, they're made in probably the same factory because each company came out with 7 different colors. So strange. So I'll do, yeah, 140 on that one. $140 on the box of Crush shipped. So we can start the bid at 140 on that one. It's going to go back through. I do have a pair of analog goggles. That is another one of those things that I don't want to let go, but I do have another pair. I kind of keep this other pair as my backup pair. Um, yeah, TX16S is good. Shadow Ops. All right. Okay. So, okay, Nelson, if you want the Boxer Crush, go ahead and drop in on the PayPal with no fees, please. And this is the PayPal address that you pay to. There on the screen. So I do have a pair of analog goggles. They are Sky Zones. And I've been keeping these for backup just in case my O4Xs go out. Um, and these are the Sky O3s. So these are the white pair. It comes with the XT60, which I put a little bit of heat shrink around because I don't want them to, they always break right here. I will include a couple antennas on here for you. It has an RDQ sticker on this side, but they're still virtually brand new. The LED works across the top. It has a fan. It has the built-in DVR. It plugs in on the side, not the bottom. And there's a power button on this one. So the older ones, when you plugged in the power cable, they automatically started up. So people complained about that. They wanted an on-off switch, so we did that. And I also put extra foam on here to the sides. You can take the insert foam that I put on the inside on the outside edge to keep some of the light out. For me, they were just a little bit wider for my face than the original ones. It's like the original ones they made for Chinese people, and then the new versions they made wider for like American size heads. Um, we have bigger heads, but not me. I'm Chinese sized. So that's not a racist joke, by the way. There are some very big Chinese dudes as well. Not everybody in China is small. But I will say I fit in a Chinese XL t-shirt. So whenever they send me t-shirts, they always send me XL. Makes me feel good to put on an XL t-shirt. So I'm typically like a medium or a large. So analog goggles going up, Sky Zone 03s with DVR. We've got not focus adjustment on the bottom, but IPD adjustment on the bottom here. Just doesn't have the focus things, and it does have a front-facing camera. So when the Karens walk up to you, you can look at them. Put your quad in stability mode and look at them. Make sure they're not gonna do anything crazy like pull your pants down while you're flying. So this is a pair of O3s, Sky Zone. I'm gonna go to the Sky Zone website and just check that out. I don't know what those go for. Apparently, there's a Sky Zone trampoline park. Sounds like a cool name for a trampoline park. So, wow, O4X Pros are sold out. $500 pair of goggles. The O2Os are still $289. So I'm thinking I'll do like 200 on those goggles, and I do believe that they're. So I'll look on the side. Usually says on the side, but I do have it labeled on the back. Sky Zone, Sky 03s. And the white ones, when they came out, they had upgraded these screens to OLED, which is cool. And they've been OLED since the 030s came out. On Bardwell, I see a video that he did way back when. It says beats HDO. They do beat the HDO. I talked about how Sky Zone goggles were my favorites for years over top of Fat Shark. Fat Shark didn't like that. Fat Shark no send me goggles anymore when I said that. Aren't these guys sensitive? You can't say anything about favorites on YouTube. If you say something's your favorite or it's the best, people lose their mind. But a lot of times when we say stuff's the best, it's the best that as I currently have that I've currently used. Not in relation to the entire FPV universe. Like, don't get it twisted. People often do. So 200 on those 030s with, let me drop that into the chat. Sky Zone 03s. It does have diversity on here. Diversity antennas. And I'll include antennas in that with the case. Those are analog goggles. So that's for 200 starting bids. And those retailed for like 300. JDA, yes, they are compatible with the Air 6.5. So I just got a payment back at 6:04 p.m. my time from Nelson. So I want to say thanks to Nelson for that. Thank you, Nelson. This is like a drinking auction. I think that they should. I feel like people should drink at every auction. Wouldn't that make people spend more money? But I'm on the wrong side of this camera. So if I drink on this side of the camera, I'll make stuff cheaper. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think it's much easier and much fun. Like I have a whole just mess of quads and FPV stuff all over the bench right now. It's like a giant mess in here. But if you could see my shop, you'd know that messes make me happy. And it's strange because I'm probably just like you guys are. I know where everything is. If she comes in here and moves stuff, which she usually doesn't, because I think she's afraid to be in here. But I know where everything is, and if something gets moved, I notice that it moves. It's very strange how many things that the human mind can catalog, right? Like if you move my Sharpie, I know because I remember setting it there. And the kids, they steal my Sharpies all the time. I can never find Sharpies anymore. We went for a camping trip last weekend, and one of the kids hopped in the van with a handful of Sharpies. I said, "What are you doing with those Sharpies?" He says, "I'm gonna draw some pictures." And I said, "Not in my Sprinter van. You're not gonna draw on my van seats with a Sharpie. A Sharpie's not gonna end up on my van seat leaking out on the fabric." It's like sometimes as a parent, you have to like see these things ahead of time because if you don't see it, they'll smuggle stuff in too. We found a bunch of candy in one of their backpacks. They're at the age where they're smuggling stuff, so it's almost like we have to send them through security before we go on trips. So if you are drinking, let me know what you're drinking tonight. It's about 6:11 p.m. here on West Coast time. So I want to say thanks to everybody that grabbed something today. If you want to see something else, let me know. I do also have. Don't freak out, you guys. I don't. I have people asking me to buy this for a couple years now, and it's been sitting in the box, um, and I haven't touched it. I think I had a couple of my close friends actually ask for this. This is the Mobulus 7 analog, and this could start a fight right here. This could start a bid war. Mobulus 7 with PH 2.0 connector on there. It's a 1S connector. Probably run something like a 1S 300 milliamp battery. I hear you, Shadow. One of the things that I did want to do coming up is I wanted to I've been wanting to do this for a while. I think I talked about it before, but no one really seems to talk about the military or vets that much on the other channels, I've noticed. And some people say, "Oh, that's political." I think honoring people who served is in my mind, it's like more than political. It's like just being a good human, supporting people that support you. You know what I mean? I think that's what we should do. Aside from Democrat and Republican and all that horse shit, like I think we should support each other. So I try to support everybody. I could say some politically incorrect things right now that might get my channel banned or spanked on YouTube, um, but I do support everybody. I could be more like Joe, and I already may be more like the Joe Rogan of FPV, because I do show and say things that other channels don't do, that are probably more middle of the road when if I talk about God or I talk about the military or things like that on the channel. So yeah, but I mean politically, I am somewhere more in the middle. Um, I've been liberal for most of my younger life, and I still support each side of the fence as long as you're not being dumb. Just don't be dumb. Oh, prop junkie, I'm doing great. There's yeah, FPV drama. There's been more drama since we had drama. It's like drama goes in circles in this hobby. It like if I don't have the drama ball, it gets like tossed to the next channel. After I'm done with the hot potato, then it gets tossed off to the other channel. And then there's a bunch of horse shit over at the other channel. And then that guy has a bunch of subscribers drop off. And then, you know, his loyal supporters stay with him. And then the ball gets tossed on somebody else. Like recently, it was tossed on to UAV Futures because apparently he started the DIY FPV website, which should help a lot of people. Barwell has some comments on that. Blunty had some comments on that, saying that it was not going to work. And I feel sad when someone says something's not going to work because, when I was growing up, I mean, my parents told me you could be anything. I could be the president of the United States. I could do this. I could do that. So if someone's trying to do something that supports FPV, I support that all day. I support that. Free plates on your car and what? That's awesome. Purple Heart. I will cheers to that, my brother. No matter what it was for. Yeah, I support it. There was a few times, I'm gonna tell you guys something I probably shouldn't even say on YouTube because some people may get all twisted, but I think we're in the right space here on my channel. So, um, at a certain point, there's some point where I just wanted to put like, somewhere on my YouTube banner, we support the troops. But you can watch this channel and already know that. You don't have to hear me say it or show it. So there's that. So we have the Air S up for 80. We have the Mobula. I should do the Mobula. Let's do the Mobula 7 for 80. I'm just checking my email and stuff here too. And I also have a mint condition. Like this is like a classic right now. If someone wanted to fly this analog, this would be awesome. This is a 3S 2-inch 95 millimeter 85 grams Rabbit 249 HD. So it records HD to an onboard DVR. And saying HD, I'm sure it's 1080. I don't think it's 4K. But it has the Mamba 4-in-1 25 amp 3S flight controller. It's the Mamba F405 Mini. Who remembers this one? Rob, you may remember this one. This is Split Mini 2. Runcam Split Mini 2. And look at this thing. I never took this one out of the box. For some reason, I either put this thing back in here in mint condition or I didn't fly this one. But look at this. This belongs in the FPV museum. We should return to the classics with this one. This one doesn't have a drop of dirt on it anywhere. No scuffs on the bottom of the frame. The Runcam Split Mini. Who remembers the Runcam Split Mini? So I'm gonna set an opening bid on this classic with, I believe it has 11 series motors on here. Man, my eyes are good. It has Mamba 1105s on here. So 1105. So I want to say, yeah, 3S. So this is a 3S 2-inch ripper, backyard ripper. And it does look like it has a plug coming out the side because Diatone no longer exists as a company, which is really sad to me. And it does have this plug for a type of S-bus receiver. If you wanted to, you could pull the stack and you could put an ELRS receiver on one of the ports. But that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And there's nothing in the box. Well, there is some stuff in the box. I took it out. So there is a strap. There's some more hardware in here, some zip ties that goes along with it. And it comes with little tiny propellers and prop guards. So if you want to run prop guards on this little guy, you can. You just have to use a little bit longer screws. But that's cool. That's the Rabbit HD. This is before the whole DJI movement of HD FPV. I believe this came out before Connex even, if you guys remember that. That was one of the first popular HD systems. But this is pretty rad. This is like a mint condition time vault piece. With the Runcam Split Mini, I believe, yeah, Split Mini 2. So this was the second iteration of the Split Mini, which records to an SD card HD footage. So that's the Rabbit 249 HD. I would do let's say 150 on that one. That's an awesome little quad. Diatone. Let's give it up for Diatone. Kind of get some need some serious applause in the chat for Diatone. It sucks that they folded because Diatone, if you're brand new to the FPV hobby, you have to know that Diatone used to bring some of the most nicest high quality bind and fly 5-inch micros. They covered like the whole spectrum. And they had also, I still have a bunch of it. They had the best hardware. They used to have extra hard So they used to do some titanium hardware. They had beveled edges on the very top of it, and Just Bright. That's awesome, bro. I'm just gonna drop that in the chat. If you do send that to my PayPal, I'll get an email and I'll confirm with you. I'm gonna confirm with everyone after the live stream who got what. In that big conundrum with the Air 6.5, we had an auction battle for that one, um, and I do believe Brett was on top for that. But I'm gonna go back and just make sure that any amounts that were sent to me for a particular item, if you lost the bid on that, I'm gonna refund you tonight. Okay. Just to make sure that we don't have any sore losers or screw ups in our first ever auction. Because this is a lot of fun. I think I could just keep going, but um, eventually I may come to like my just I'll have a mental breakdown. Streaming is hard because you're constantly on task. It's like you can never be off while you're on. This is the PayPal email, by the way. I'm gonna drop that in the chat. No fees, please. Or you can make it up. So I'm just looking back through some of the chat. I'm also checking back in my email to make sure um, to see if people got something that I may have missed. I won't miss you because it'll be in my PayPal, and you should have sent me a note when you paid me. If there's any payments that came through that I don't have a note for, I'll just refund you. Oh, Shadow Ops, you Meka Raiders provided drone Overwatch for infantry in Iraq. That's cool. Just Bright, thank you for upgrading a membership to loyal supporter. That's awesome. So there is some cool perk to being a member on my channel now. I gotta advertise this real quick. Sorry. I should take a shot before I talk about it. So if you're a member on the channel, I've started this new thing where when I publish a review or a new video or anything that comes out, members get to see it first. I finally figured out how to do that on YouTube. They gave us that option recently that makes more sense. The easy way to do it, when I'm posting a video, I choose that even membership levels, I can make it so that only my top tier members uh, get it. But a lot of times what I do is if you're any type of a member or supporter, then you get access to that video until the public posting. So you can watch it that night a lot of times, because we'll post sometimes at the end of the day, but we'll schedule for the next day. But what a awesome fun last 2 to 3 months on the channel. We're doing a lot of really fun new stuff. And the channel has grown a whole bunch this year. So we just celebrated 200,000 subscribers. There were some people who were saying, "Oh, Drone Camps, your views are down. Maybe that's why you needed some drama a while back." But actually, our views are way up, about 100,000 views more than what we generally do during the month, and our revenues were up for our ads, and our subscriber count also has gone through the roof, have almost doubled to tripled from what we had before. So the haters can talk shit, but the analytics really tell what's going on. So it's pretty awesome. I'm just looking back through the chat. So some of the supporters on the channel too, we do call them the DC Army. So a lot of times when like another channel starts heat or whatever, like people come out of the woodworks to go back into these threads and defend. And if I jump in there, usually what happens is like if I get involved with social media drama, it's not good for me or the person that I'm just probably hating back on. And but I am the kind of person, like I am the kind of man who will like come back and apologize. If I'm like straight up like just offended and upset and I just come back with some defensive things, I'll come back and like apologize about that. Because that's the kind of man I am. But I want to say thank you to Brighton Brighton Ellithorpe for grabbing the rabbit. So the rabbit is also on the shipping list. That's a cool little quad. That one could definitely go in the museum. So I just wanted to throw this out here. This is kind of like a wild card, if you will, in tonight's auction. I want to. So everything in this bag right here. This is the Hover Air X1. This ended up being a lot of fun for me. I like this company. I was one of the last guys to review this because this company kept emailing me over and over and over. And to me, it looked like something that came out like 5 years ago. That looked like it had this fan shroud box kind of thing, and it flew like dog shit. And I didn't want to even play with the new version of what the old toy one was, because this design has been around for a while. This folding box fan looking thing. Um, it's convenient because it fits in your pocket. But what I realized once I got it, I realized that it's actually pretty good. Really nice printing on here. It has like embossed printing. It almost looks like, DJI's side project. Uh, and it flies with the phone. That annoys me. But it actually works pretty good. It works so good that I was going to use this for some of my e-bike reviews. This is good enough to follow you on a bicycle or a mountain bike at some pretty good speed. And I screwed with it and I tried to mess it up a lot, and it just kept following me. And it even looks like DJI has maybe copied some of the way that the on the top of the drone here, where you can push the button and select different modes here. It looks like they're going to do that with the Neo. It's the same exact thing that this one already had. And it does have a little like one axis gimbal in the front. It has optical flow, and I believe I have 2 batteries with mine. And this is like a $500 drone or so. Yeah, forget Afghanistan. Nice little bag that came along with, a little soft bag, super soft. USB C charger, and let me locate this other battery. But this thing folds up, could go into a backpack if you're going to take it on a trip or something. Um, but better than I thought this was going to be. It surprised me. Oh, thank you. Maybe in a few minutes. So this one's up for grabs. Let's see. It comes with a 2 battery charging hub and an extra battery. So 2 batteries, a 2 battery charging hub, and the drone itself. They usually do, again, like send me extra things here. Yeah, the X1 Hover. So the Hover Air X1, it's called. The title of my video maybe even like have been like I wanted to hate it type title, because I'm not really interested in stuff like this. A friend of mine developed a selfie drone years ago for Unique, and his name is Trent Sigurd. He's one of the coolest guys in the drone industry, and his selfie drone was fun, but it was also early in the days of like all these different modes and implementation to that, the software, I mean, there was a lot to engineering to go into that. Um, So he created one of the first selfie drones ever, way before these guys, for unique. But I was just never really into this style. But the X1, I don't know what it goes for. Hover Air. I'm just gonna look this up. Hover Air X1. There's probably maybe a couple different bundles. It's a pocket-sized selfie camera drone. And so if someone doesn't want this, I mean, I could probably use it for even for doing like uh, filming on the channel for e-bikes and stuff. They even show a bike on their channel. So standard, black. It looks like they even have a care. They have a care basic and pro plans for it. That's cool. So another battery is like an extra $40. The dual charging hub is an extra 40, so it'd be an extra $80. But the retail price on it's $349. So I would let that go with the extra battery and the dual charger for $220 on that one. Hover Air X1. I'll drop the PayPal email in there again if anybody wants to grab that. If you do, you'll have fun with it. If you don't want stress and you want to fly a drone, this thing it flies really good. Even though I wanted to hate it. I think I have a hatred for things that are too simple. Maybe that's what it was. DJI Spark-esque. It is. It is. Hand motion control signals. Cringe. Yeah, I'm with you there. Hey, Shadow Ops, if you're still here, take care, bro. We'll see you again on the next live stream, bro. Okay, moving on. Moving on, trying to speed things up here. Coming to, a few more things here. I have a whole if you guys want to, do you guys want to do a second auction coming up? Next week we could do auction 2.0 and some of the stuff that didn't go tonight. If you think about it during the week, I could bring it back into the next auction. If it'll still be here. The next thing I have is the ape, the Cinna ape from Darwin FPV. It has GPS on board, full size GoPro mount, XT60, and this one is also analog. So some cool analog stuff tonight. This one also comes with soft foam bumpers and accessories. Some kind of a Darwin FPV credit card looking thing in here. Some kind of VIP card. I don't know if they give these out with every single one or not, or they just sent me a couple of those. Maybe it's redeemable for something. Oh, I see. 25% discount on a Hulk with this card. So I wonder if this card would be 25% off the new Hulk 2. The Hulk 2 just came out. Um, Darwin may be mad at me now after I, you know, told the truth about the tiny ape. I don't know why they called it the ape because it looks like a dog. The side of the frame looks like a dog. But this one, it's called the Cinna Ape 35. It's 6S, so it rips on 6S. If you want, go back and watch the review on this one. I had fun with this one. And it's still in mint condition. There's not a scratch on it. It's one of those reviews where it came back and landed and I was all good. Just making sure that's not a Vista down there. It looked like a Vista, but it's analog. And I can start that one. I'm just gonna go 150 on that one. So $150 shipped for the Cinna Ape 35. It's a Cinewhoop. Spare ESCs and flight controllers. Dante, I do have some, but they have to be reviewed. I have like a backlog of some of the flight controllers and stuff that need to be reviewed. And sometimes I'll do like an FPV news because one video for just a single flight controller is kind of a lot, I feel like. Unless you guys want me to go through an entire flight controller. I used to do that on the channel. It can be converted to an 03 because it has. So yeah, in order to do that, you'd have to figure out if they have another camera mount for this, because it looks like a fairly micro cam up front. But down below, it has an AIO flight controller, and there is a bit of space underneath here. If you needed more space, it does have the mounting points on the bottom for an 03, which is good. They're already drilled. If you needed more space, you could bring them down a little bit with some standoffs. So you could raise the depth of where the VTX sits. Because thankfully it's not a 2-up board, it's a 1-up AIO flight controller and ESCs in one. And it's got a spot back here for Mortal T if you want to add Crossfire. But I can see that looks like the SPI antenna sticking out, so it is SPI ELRS. But that one's got it has 2 battery straps on there for holding like a 6S 1300 or 1550 on here. So big battery, 3.5-inch downward facing motor props and everything on this one. But the prop guards look like bomber tough. Analog still, you know what? If a lot of this band stuff goes down the pipe, if we actually couldn't fly DJI O3s or O4s anymore, you know what would happen? We would all be going back to analog. I mean, because domestically, I don't know a single company out there that makes an analog VTX. I'm sure there is one out there, but I'm wondering. Uh, Crash Test RC is asking if we have any DJI goggles for sale. So I have 2 pairs of DJI goggles. One is the goggles 2, and that would probably be the pair that I would sell because I also own the goggles 3, and I have to buy all of my own gear there. So to sell those, to make it a deal, I'd have to sell it cheaper, but I would also be out of my 2s, and then I couldn't fly my Vistas or my air units anymore. So I would entertain an offer if it was the right price. That would be like, I don't want to sell it price. So I went to buy a Volkswagen van once over in Bend, Oregon. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bend, Oregon, but no offense to Bend or anything, but there are some fairly well-to-do people in Bend. And me being my kind of rednecky self, I went over there thinking that like I was going to get Kelly Blue Book on this, because you got to heckle when you're buying a new car. I went over there and I was like, this guy had this Volkswagen van. It was a 2001 or a 2000. I think it was a 2000. This van was like 20 years old. It was right before the pandemic. And this guy was asking like 25K on a 20-year-old van. And this is why I ended up buying a Sprinter, because everyone that had a Volkswagen van told me not to buy one, but I wanted one to go camping with the kids. And I looked it up on Kelly Blue Book, and this van was listed for 14,000 on Kelly Blue Book. And I was like, and I told the guy, I was test driving it, and it felt like this thing had no shocks. It felt like it was riding on a piece of plywood. Like this thing was like hard on the road. Like you could feel every single bump, and the road noise in that van was like, it was bad. It felt like a go-kart with a box on the back. So we came back after my test drive, and I was like, "Hey, would you entertain like 16 on this one? Because the Kelly Blue Book is like 14,000 what it's worth." And he was like, "No, no, no, no. I'm firm on my 25,000 on this fan. I'll get 25,000." And I looked at him and I said, "Is that your I don't want to sell it price? Because it seems maybe your wife is pressuring you to sell the van and you don't really want to sell it. So this is your I don't want to sell it price." $25,000. People are crazy about Volkswagens, especially the van. The Euro van was the one it was. Like in the Pacific Northwest, like van prices are out of control. And ever since the pandemic, they've gotten worse. But I got my van before the pandemic, before all the, escaping people started to happen. First thing the news said when COVID came around was go outside. And that's a whole nother political subject we can't discuss on this channel. So if you guys have anything else you want to see, I'm not out of alcohol yet, but I am out of beer. Yeah, I think those Volkswagen vans still sell for pretty pricey. And now that I have a Sprinter, we have a queen size bed in the back of my Sprinter, and we can fit 4 kids and us in the van. So the last time we went camping, um, I know I've been drinking the Crown too, Ryan. I've been on it. I've been on that sauce, Ryan. Um, the last time we went camping, I gave the kids the option: you can sleep here, you can sleep here on the bench seats, and then I said the other option you can have is sleep in the tent. So thankfully, our youngest said, "I want to sleep in the tent." So then the oldest said, "I want to sleep in the tent." So all the kids slept in the tent. That was awesome. But about 5 in the morning, they started crawling back in the van. Hey, whatever mom wants, mom gets. Crown and Coke. Yeah, this is a little bit like Joe Rogan here. I just don't have the American flag in the background, but I do have liquor. I am missing cigars, though. It's going to take a little hit of Crown in this Coke can. Let's just keep pouring here. Keep pouring, keep pouring, keep pouring. Right. Um, no, they never sent me the Darwin FPV cement stack. That was pretty interesting. But they did send me the cement receiver, and I think we talked about the receiver on the channel. Some things just like they forget to send it. For some channels, sometimes they'll send out a bunch of stuff, and then they'll forget like 1 or 2 channels. And that may be the manager being like, "Oh, we got to cut back on some costs for this particular product." Like receivers, they'll just send out to everybody. I just got a whole bunch of stuff from Gap RC sitting over there that I'm going to show you coming up. But Gap RC also is rumored to have a new release coming up. So there is a new Gap RC quad coming finally. Because when was the last time we had something new from Gap RC? It's been a while. Crown. Not much Coke. All Crown. Cheers. Well, my only thought about the Darwin FPV cement stack is heat going to be an issue? Like supposedly it's not, but when you contain all of your electronics inside like a cement enclosure, um, water stays off of it. But what about heat? There's always something in the equation that's going to screw with electronics. It's even like conformal coating. Um, I saw. Did you guys see the video recently? Somebody was using the Flywoo conformal coating, and it literally says on the packaging water resistant. And all of you guys know what water resistant means, right? That means like occasionally waterproof, not 100% waterproof. When something says water resistant, if it's waterproof, they'll put waterproof on the package, because there's going to be one idiot out there, and they can't put waterproof on the package because there's me that one guy who forgets one little tiny chip on the side of the board, or like a little side of a piece of the harness connector, and water's going to get in there. And like, here's my advice about conformal coating: put conformal coating on your flight controller, on your ESCs, over top of your solder tabs after you've already done everything. Pop the top, just shellac it. Now, is it going to be waterproof? Mostly. Um, will it save you if it's raining and you decide to fly back in the rain from miles out or something like that? It should. Um, will it survive if you crash it into the Columbia River? Maybe. Um, but you'll have a better chance. Conformal coating doesn't give you a 100% guarantee on a waterproof drone. And the same with the Hulk series. Like, I got the Hulk, I flew the Hulk. I cringed every time I crashed it into the river, just on purpose, like just full on. Go back and watch that video, just head first um into the water. Epoxy would be better. Yeah. I mean, anything that stops moisture from getting through is going to be good. It's just, do you want to put a forever chemical on there? So what else do you guys want to see? Let me put something up else for grabs. All right, I'm rolling in here with a couple big things here. Um, I got stuff piled up over here. So this was a really awesome little drone. This is the Potensic Atom. This one's ready to fly. It is kind of I wouldn't say it's a competitor to DJI, because is anything really a competitor, right? Um, this one has really nice video, and I would have to look up actually what the price on this one is. The other one that I'm going to bring into is the newbie drone, VR drone, ready to fly bundle. You guys may be familiar with this one. So both of these are coming up right now. A Walk Snail Nano camera. I do. I have the WooFly 16 with TBS Crossfire Nano on there. I think I said, like, what did I say on that one, you guys? It's getting late in the game, like $100 on that one. No, I haven't passed out yet. Yet. Still going. At the end of this stream, I'll be like drunk Santa. Okay, so that's the controller. That's pretty wide. That's what she said. Short and fat. So 3 batteries. The drone itself is tiny. Look how small that is. And this one's 4K stabilized. So this one would be a good one for Rebecca and I to take on a trip somewhere. Last two summers ago, we went to France and we took a Mini 3 with us, and it was awesome. But I would fly this on a trip if someone doesn't get it. If someone doesn't get it, I'll probably go like get a DJI. So this is the charger. Pretty much everything in this little soft case. Potensic Atom. I can't remember if this is the SE model. I know there was an SE. It'll say exactly what it is on the back. There's usually a sticker. This is the Fly More combo. Sounds similar to a company we know. So do you guys think they're going to ban DJI? I know MAGA is just really hot to ban anything Chinese, but why do they want to ban drones first? And we can't even make a cell phone. Like, someone was talking about that the other day. Like, you know, I gotta say, like, they were talking about on the live stream for Skydio was saying, oh, DJI is state owned. It's partially state owned. Well, good. Um, because all of the drone companies in America should be partially subsidized, in my opinion, because it's a risk to national security to not have uh, a cheap drone market, because everything is super cheap right now, and cheap is king. And China is great at cheap. And since we don't subsidize our own drone programs, companies, we should be making VTXs, cameras, motors, ESCs, 4-in-1 ESCs. There needs to be an entire industry producing these. Um, Semiconductors is the other thing. We don't have a big industry for. We don't make our own superconductors. So yeah. And China does, like, I think they do like 350 cargo ships to our one. That's something that we should get on. Um, we need to have more ship production than out of Norfolk, Virginia. We need to have many shipyards. So let me get a price for that potent sick atom before I go on down a further tangent on the U.S. economy. So if we had someone sitting on the other side, we could go full Joe Rogan up in the house. If we could just go full on about this in a conversation. I won't talk about aliens and stuff like that on the channel though. He likes to kind of like just have a conversation about what might be. So it looks like the atom 4K. So I'm looking on Amazon at the prices for Amazon, and the Fly More combo bundle that I have right here, the top price I see on it is $379. Um the lowest price on the Fly More combo that I see is $374. Drone only is $200. It looks like the 2 battery combo is $249. So I would do, this one's been flown once or twice for a flight test. And so for this bundle, I would give it to you for the price of the one with 2 batteries. So this would be the Flymore combo. Instead of $375, I'd do $250 on that. $250 PayPal shipped in the US with 3 batteries and the 3-up charger. So one of the other guys that I watch a little bit, and he gets a little bit conspiracy theory sometimes, is Sean Ryan. Maybe you guys have seen the Sean Ryan channel. He's an ex-Navy SEAL. He seems pretty level-headed, but he does give out some gummies to his guests, or sometimes he gives out like a free. I think he has like a deal with Sig Sauer, and so every once in a while he'll give away like a P365, which is pretty freaking sweet. I'd like somebody to give me a P365. Take a shot. Yeah, it's a good show, isn't it? Sean Ryan. I feel like he is a good dude. So he has all this alcohol in the back of his show, and it's all lit up and stuff. And I feel like he may end up changing that background a little bit because he quit drinking. I don't know if I can quit drinking though. I have 4 kids. 2 aren't mine, but I mean technically they are. They're all of mine. 2 are Rebecca's, 2 are mine. So if anybody wants that one, they can grab it. I'll drop in the PayPal email. And let me know in the chat what you guys want to see. If you want to see something before we end the stream tonight, we'll try to do another one next week. I can't guarantee it for next week, but I will definitely try to set a date, and I'll let you know in advance when it's going to be. Here's the PayPal email address. Again, for people who saw something tonight that you might want, that you didn't see get bought. If anything, if you come in late, if you want something that you saw tonight, after this stream is done, just if you're scrolling through this, drop me an email on the website and say, hey, I'd like to buy the 10-inch or whatever here didn't sell. I appreciate that, Shade Tree. This is just like one of the things that I just kind of combined 2 careers in one. I just really enjoy things that fly, aviation, and then like I like the military scale stuff because I grew up watching a lot of World War II movies. My granddad, and I respect military type stuff, but I just think it's cool. But aside from being cool, like that kind of service and volunteer, if you volunteer your body, some people might not agree with this, but if you volunteer, you put yourself, your body in harm's way, no matter which first responder it is or military person. Like when you put this meat bag out there where there's bullets flying or there's danger, I mean, even like an EMT, somebody that comes to help me, uh, and there's blood present or anything like that, any type of, there's so many different types of danger. If you do that, if you selflessly put yourself in those situations, like I got respect for that. That's awesome. That's big balls. Because a lot of people will not do that. But that's like what I say on the channel is people helping people. And that's you gotta support that. You gotta support people helping people. And that's my speech about our service people. Shot. So by the end of a night of talking about shit like this, and then like a whole bunch of liquor and beer, this is the end of the night type party where we like end up wrestling in the dirt or something stupid. You know what I mean? Somebody gets thrown off the deck, and then somebody sleeps in the yard. This is how we find happiness sometimes with your bros, not with the ladies. We respect the ladies. But I do wish we could get some of that Black Rifle Coffee sponsorship on the channel. Would be amazing. Like that's never gonna happen, but I can dream. So let me know if you have sent any bids in on anything in the last like 1 hour. But no, for real though, like I did that video a while back, saying like take down your fences, and I mean, when I say take down the fences, I mean like mainly because like the FPV hobby is in general is kind of under the microscope everywhere, and it seems that with the way the world is lately, with all the wars and everything, Ukraine and shit like that going down, that it's changed the way these things can be used. And I never would have dreamed in the beginning of playing around with this. One of my first drones was like a hexacopter, if you can imagine that. I started with a hexacopter. I didn't start with something small. I built a giant hexacopter and crash it all over the place. But it's come to a very interesting place where we're at now. So I just keep saying we got to like stick together, no matter what side of any political fences or anything like that. It's like if we don't support FPV, it will fade away. We don't want to see that. But I will be doing a giveaway coming up, for sure, for a combat vet. So if you're a combat vet, let us know on the channel. I would like to get you a setup. If you're a combat vet with PTSD as well, um, I like to hear your story. If you feel like sharing it, if you don't want to share it, that's fine. But yeah, I feel for those guys. I had some friends that were one friend was in Blackwater, and he's out of Savannah, Georgia. He's no longer with us because PTSD is real and it's super hard for people to deal with day to day. So he didn't make it. Um, and I got another buddy down from Louisiana, was a sniper in Iraq, who didn't make it. And it seems like I have like a handful of buddies because I'm at the age where a lot of my friends were in Iraq and stuff like that. So that stuff was heavy. It's a heavy ass stream. I just get all reflective sometimes. I apologize. But that's because I want to help people. I want to help people. I want to help people feel better, and that's why we fly these things. It's like we fly these things to distract ourselves from the shit that bothers us. This is the vehicle to more serotonin and happiness in your life. Like, I've done a lot of videos on this. If you're new to my channel, go back and watch some of my like more philosophical type videos. Like I really get deep on like how this is a healing thing. Yeah, PTSD for soldiers can be a weird thing because sometimes it can creep up on people later, and then sometimes it could happen like with like shell shock instantly. But you never know. Everybody's system is different, so depending on how you react to things. Some people just kind of like walk straight through it and hear loud explosions and doesn't, as long as it's not right on you, it doesn't like change what their job is. It doesn't change what they're you know what they're trying to do. But this is a good hobby to be in, because it allows you to learn something. And I was telling someone the other day, like, if you don't like to read and you're in our hobby, it's going to be tough for you. um, because man, like, you gotta read the manuals on these things. You gotta read the specs. You gotta. I think the number one advice that I would give you if you're a new guy watching this right now, aside from all this like military hoo ha talk, whatever, um, when you go to wire something up, look at schematic. Bring up the schematic. Google it. All of these flight controller schematics are on the internet. Look at each individual wire in the harness. If you're using a harness to plug in, rewire the wires so that they match the schematic. And a lot of them are labeled, and over time you're going to see what color is, red is obviously power, black is ground. Usually a white is like a signal wire, or a yellow is a signal wire. Sometimes a yellow can be a video wire, but you're going to learn all these things as you go. But train yourself to read the schematic and follow the harness wire by wire, one at a time. Take a razor blade, pull them out, match them up. Try not to reverse polarity things, because you'll kill something on a certain port or whatever. You might kill that serial port. If you're soldering stuff down, the same thing. If you have TX and RX, a lot of times, the best advice I can give you there is, if your, say, your receiver's not working in Betaflight, your channel maps aren't moving, you don't have sticks moving in Betaflight, switch those wires. And then sometimes when you go back and try it again back in Betaflight, you'll see sticks moving. So some basic things that people can learn. And to have a website like DIY FPV that our friend Stu over at UAV Futures is promoting, I think is a great service to the community. He doesn't use affiliate links on that site. He also doesn't take paid subscriptions, like Bardwell was saying. So I don't know how they're going to make money off that website, but is it a crime if they make money off of something so great like that? And I know Blunty was saying something about, oh, it'll never work because there's too much of all of this stuff coming out all the time. Well, that's okay. It doesn't have to have everything in the FPV universe on DIY FPV website. Like, if you're trying to wire up something schematic and that flight controller is not in there, maybe it'll be added later. Or you could email them and ask them to add it. I'm sure they'll figure out a way to add it for you. You know what I mean? Um, because this is a community, right? We all work together. So send them an email. If you don't see something on there that you need help wiring up, shoot them an email. Or talk about it on the forum. Somebody will help you figure out how to wire stuff up. But reading is like a big thing in the hobby. It really will save you a lot of money as well if you do read. Hey, congratulations, McNalica. I had a friend too. I had a friend recently, last couple years, who had the option for opiates, and instead of that, used. I'm gonna sound like a cop if I say marijuana. Maybe I am a cop. No, I'm not a cop. But that seems to be a better substitute for people. So I mean, you're much better doing something like that than getting hooked on Oxycontin and things like that for your pain. If you're in the trenches of pain, and I know someone that has been in the trenches, the deep fucking trenches of pain, um, more than anyone else I know, and he stays positive, which is super admirable. Um, it's good stuff. So yeah, forget opiates, man. Psh, fuck opiates. Pills are stupid. Go out and get yourself some weed, or uh, try not to fuck with this stuff. Be careful with this stuff. My dad was an alcoholic, so I tend to, like, we always tell our kids, like, everything in moderation. Yeah, man, they get a grip on you. Alcohol the same way for my dad. My dad was he was hard up in it. Weed is all you need. I don't smoke weed. I would probably smoke some with bot grinder though. I don't know about the dab though. I'd probably smoke some flower with bot, and then do some flying, some stony flying. Stony flying, it could be good, but I can't stony fly when there's people around. That's probably the only way some people fly, but for me, it's illegal to do that, so I can't. That sounds like a great FPV name. Somebody should be Stonyfly FPV. Yeah, a little bit of vape's not going to hurt you. I don't think. Don't vape and drive though, because my friends might come get you. So I think some of the things we still had up was like the Darwin Fold Ape. We had the iFlight Alpha, which is an awesome little 1S Whoop. That was 80. I think this one was around 150. We had this one for 80. It's a Meteor 75. I could even do 70 on this one if someone wanted to email me about this one. Um, it did have a crack in the very front, right by the front right here. But it's pretty much fine. You can fly it exactly like this or put a little bit of crazy glue or CA right here. Um, and you wouldn't have to replace this frame because it's not an outside crack. Outside crack, bad because it will come into the prop. But where this one is, it's not going to come in. It's right on this front piece right here that goes straight. So it's not bending in to where the prop spins around. But yeah, outside cracks, I usually replace it because it ends up into the prop. So these three are still up for grabs. I can do a T20 if anybody's looking for a T20. I can do a deal on that one. Um, and I can't remember. I'll have to look back through my PayPal, but I don't know that the 10-inch sold. And that was a hella good deal on this one. And this one had a pretty big VTX on the back. This is an analog 10-inch. I'm gonna have to like zoom into this with my phone to see um, size VTX that is. My eyes are not as good as they used to be. It's 5.8, but I can't see. I think it's either 1.6 or it's 2 watt. I think I told them to send me the 2 watt version. But yeah, if you want to send it, this is the Recon 10. Recon FPV. I won't include the GoPro mount, but I will include the TBS Crossfire on the back. So this is a Super Cindy rig. Pretty awesome. This is one of the ones I don't want to sell. But if you want to buy it, I'll sell it to you. Analog modules. I don't have any analog modules currently. I used to have all kinds of them, but manufacturers have kind of stopped making those as much recently for goggles. If you're talking about like Sky Zone or Fat Shark modules. Oh wow, Rob says he hasn't smoked in like 3 years. That's awesome, dude. I haven't for a long time. Um, but I was also thinking about doing some other type of work, which denies me from doing that. So couldn't do that for a long time. But still don't do that. But man, this was fun, you guys. I'm coming to the end of like my uh, stream. I do have more stuff to show you guys. So if you want me to, do a part two of this auction, we can come back in with some of the things that we didn't sell that we're not going to ship out. I will also find some more DJI stuff to bring into the next stream. I'll bring those out. We did do a lot of analog stuff tonight, so the analog guys have to be super happy. Let me know in the chat if anybody wants me to break out the mini FPV plane before I end the stream, and just a mini EC-135 heli. That's like two more things that I have sitting over here that I just see that I could grab. Um, yeah, this was fun, Just Bright. This was a lot of fun. Kind of a different format tonight. and just a fun way to give people some deals on like gear that I can't use. Um, and some of this other stuff I'll put on the website. So if you want to go back later, probably not tomorrow and Friday because I'll be busy tomorrow and Friday, but um, next week I promise that the website will be updated. So by Monday or Tuesday, refresh the website. If you're looking for anything in particular, go on the website and drop me a contact form email. That just goes right to my email. Mega Raiders, if you want to forward the 105 into purchasing the 10-inch, I can hold that for a credit tonight if you want to do that. Um, I can write it on the whiteboard if you want me to. Just make a note of it. All right, let me grab that plane real quick just before we do a couple more things and we can end this one. All right. One of the planes that surprised me in a review, because I thought this thing might suck. My first initial thought when I play with anything new is that this might suck. Unless it's something like a 10-inch, then I know it's not going to suck unless it catches on fire when I plug it in. But sometimes the little stuff, the park flyer stuff, I'm always sus about it until I actually fly it. Like, but I should have known because this is by a company that I've probably had the most fun with outside of Zod. Zod is one of my all-time favorite FPV plane companies, but Voluntex makes the stuff that like some of their Ranger planes are legendary in the FPV long range fixed wing crowd, mainly because they made these like milk jug plastic, hardcore, indestructible fuselage that had stages for flight controllers inside. Like they were legit, and there's still some of them for sale. I think the Ranger 757 EX, I believe it was called, one of the baddest planes of all time that you could get on the consumer side of things before it's like the very pinnacle of consumer before it gets into commercial size. You're talking like 2 hour flight time on the Ranger 757 unloaded. Okay, so if you have payload in there, if you have a 15-pound gadget in there besides your battery, you're probably going to get 45 minutes to half an hour, depending on how much weight. It's like trying to fly a school bus. Um, so with this one, it's like a miniature version of a Ranger 600 stunt. I don't know why they call it a stunt. I guess it does like some kind of an automatic flip or something like that. But it has 6-axis stabilization, and it flies great. So this is the black one as well. I was hoping I'd get a black one. Um, I would love to have a Voluntex RC Black Ranger, large one. So I wish people would stop using styrofoam too. I'd love to have a petition for ending styrofoam use. Look, it's like stuck to the microphone. I hate styrofoam. Makes me really cringe is when I go to a place to eat and they give it to me in styrofoam, like super hot. It's like melting the styrofoam. That can't be good. It seems like instant cancer for your food. But this is the Ranger 600. I believe this was around 100 and some dollars. And this was sent to me by our friends at Razor Dawn. I'm just looking up their website. You can check it out. It's on razordawn.com. I don't know where they come up with these names. But they have a bunch of cool little stuff, and they've been sending us like all those cool military helicopters and stuff. Just gonna try to do a search on their site. Not found. All right. Maybe they didn't send it to us. I'm just gonna type in the name of the plane. All right, very quickly. This one is 119 on Amazon. So I don't know. I would say like $70 plus probably, this box to ship this thing, it's giant box. And unfortunately, like I would have to like offset the cost to ship this damn thing because it's so giant. It's probably going to be $15 to $20 to ship that. And even though it's super light, I just took something to the post office today that was oversized, and they rip you a new one. Um, it doesn't do loiter. Just Bright was asking if it does loiter. It doesn't do loiter. But at 119, I would kind of have to put it at the upper end around 90 because it's still fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I didn't break it. And I could ship it to you for 90 as long as you're in the States. I may cringe on how much shipping actually costs for this box when I go to ship it, but I'll do 90 shipped on this one. Ranger 600. And this is an awesome little micro FPV plane. You can get one of those all-in-one AIO analog transmitters and put on there with a camera. I think I actually flew. I put a little slot right here for the Insta360 Go 2, and I flew that on there, which I was amazed that if it can carry that, it can definitely carry uh, a little AIO FPV camera. But it would be sick to FPV this thing. It flies like a miniature glider, and it has a pusher prop in the back, so it comes with an extra prop, but you probably never have to replace it. Yeah, so I think it also comes with 2 batteries. They're a little tiny, like 600 milliamp battery, 1S with the hub stand style connectors, and it has 2 extra props and the charge cable here, and the transmitter. The transmitter takes, I think, 3 or 4 double A's, and that one runs on 2.4 gigahertz. But I should pull it out and show it to you. It's got kind of a little skid here on the bottom, just belly land it. It's got single servo in the middle for the ailerons, and one back here. It's an elevator, and it has a rudder. It's like all micro style. It's cool. This comes off. The battery goes down underneath the canopy. Yeah, if they outlawed like quadcopters tomorrow, I would fly these for the rest of my life. But if it's fun, they might outlaw it. You know how that goes. Like jet skis, driving on the beach. Figure if it's fun, they got to figure out a way to charge for it. You guys are not allowed to have free fun if you live in the U.S. Welcome to America. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit right here and waste my life away. All right, that's the Ranger 600. All right, and then this little guy right here is an RC Heli. That Ranger is ready to fly, by the way. $90 shipped. I just put that in the chat. And then the EC 135, I reviewed this today, and I was Ooh, I was surprised about this little guy. It flies awesome and it looks awesome. At first, when I pulled it out of the box, I thought it was like the military version, and I got all excited because I thought, oh my god, this thing is like the Desert Storm color, the Iraq Earth color. Iraq. Who cares? Cool little heli, quad blade, which I love. I think that's awesome. I have another Army helicopter coming up too on the channel for review. That's going to be a sick review next week. Hopefully next week. Um, but this one flies great. Stabilization. It also has a mode where it flips upside down, and like I had the most fun flying this upside down. It was so easy. I flew it underneath like the sunshade in the backyard around the poles. And I've never done something like that inverted with any RC helicopter ever. I've been flying these things for 25 years. I've never been able to do that. I used to fly T-Rex 500s, and I learned how to go inverted with those um, manually. But it does have a little tweak on this little tail fin right here. So there's a little bit of a separation right there. You just want to put a little bit of CA in there. It might be from shipping. But that's what happens probably when it comes over on a long boat from China. But everything else on is fine. It's got a ducted fan tail. The ducted fan on here is sick. And it is a brushless motor. Some other person was commenting on this particular heli too, because they're saying that the main motor is a brushless motor. So that's what makes this one stand apart from some of the other ones that are at this scale. So this one, I want to say this was our friends at Razor Dawn, and I do think this one went for, and they had the police version too. I was hoping I got the police version. I want a police helicopter. So let me go check out Razor Dawn again. The official name for this one was called the C123. I don't know why they give them another series of numbers names, and then it's actually an EC35. This is China. Somebody quote me, tell me if I'm wrong on that. It's 136 scale EC 135. That's exact. Like I have a friend who flies EC 135s, but it's called the C123. That one's 149, so I would knock $50 off that. If you want that, I'll ship that to you for 100. So that's the RC Era, which I love their stuff now. I'm a fan of those. The scale stuff looks awesome. I'm a huge dork for military scale, like even civilian scale. It's awesome. That's a ready to fly, and that one's $100. All right, and the RC Santa Claus keeps going. So, helicopter perverts. This is another one by RC Era. This is H145, and this one's 1/30th scale, civilian style helicopter. So this one's like the big brother to the C123 that we just showed you. C190 on this one. Of course, they got to name it twice with a bunch of numbers to confuse you. So this is this one. It kind of reminds me of a rescue helicopter, but what's cool about this one is it has 5 blades. Like, is that cool? That's just cool. And it also has that kind of ducted fan. They've done a little more enclosure on some the newer ones, but this one still has like the tail fan rotor. And this one flies great too. It has all this scale detail to it. Again, and I love the rotor. Like, very cool. Like life flight style helicopter. Shout out to my friends over at Life Flight, by the way. Now, those guys are some heroes, but they won't take any credit for their job because, like the military, a lot you'll notice that sometimes military guys, like individually, like they refuse to take credit for a situation where they did something, even if they did something heroic in that situation. A lot of people don't like to take credit because it's a team effort, and it all doesn't go. A lot of times, it doesn't all fall down to one guy. Sometimes it does, and you just got to be like, dude, you're freaking amazing when it's due. But a lot of guys are programmed not to like take full credit for something good to happen. That's called being humble. So yeah, H-145, sick heli. Let's see, RC era. That one's one battery or two. The little EC-135 that I showed you has one battery, but you can get extra batteries off Razordon's website. You might be able to get them off Amazon. So this one, it may have two batteries. Let me just check inside here. That one has one battery also. So, all right, really quickly. That one retails for $175, ready to fly. So we'll do just to cover the shipping, and I still get $100 off that. I would do like $125 on that one. And again, trying to make some deals. 125. H-145 ready to fly. That was a fun heli. No fees, as always. Shout out to Max Wrist. Jax asked, is there any more planes? There is one more plane over here that you might want. And I can show more planes next week. So there's this one, and this one is the Radio Link 3D plane. I don't know if you saw the review on this one, but if you didn't see it, you should watch it. God, the writing is really small. It's the A560 3D aerobatic fixed wing plane. The A560 ready to fly in one case. So it came in this case, and I've kept this one since I flew it because it's so badass. Yeah, they do charge $50 for latex gloves. I believe that. So everything fits inside this box. I have all kinds of extras falling out here. It has the rubber bands that go over the propeller. If you're familiar with 3D planes, you know that it does that. It also has this little adapter. It looks like a simulator. Uh, Strap. This is the plane. It's all like a profile style plane, so it's all flat. Has all the servos and everything all hooked up. It looks like it's going to come with two batteries. They are JST connector batteries. There's a charger in here. It's fairly quick to put together. Um, and it comes with a little miniature game style transmitter. And I have to say, like, it feels like full size sticks too. That's cool. I have to say that I'm talking away from the microphone, but this one flew extremely good. and it has also like a some type of hover mode. So if you want to like cheat and fly it like a multi-rotor, this thing will do hover mode, and it'll let you spin the ailerons and do like um, I forget what they call that. What do they call that, you guys, when it does a hover and you're twisting at the same time? It's been so long since I was into 3D airplanes. I used to know that and live it because I used to be huge into 3D planes before helis. I was gonna buy one of the extra 540s, like the really big, like 100 cc or whatever gas planes. That was when I used to go to the airfield and like people would pull up in trailers with like half scale stuff. Harrier. It was called Harrier. It was a Harrier roll. That's what it was. My brain still works. Um, but it was usually around in a circle, was what I was thinking about. But let me look that one up real quick. So that's a 3D aerobatic plane. That one is on Amazon's A560. Wow, the price on that's pretty good, actually. That's that's impressive. So when this first came out, I feel like this was like over $200, like close to like 300. This was like a primo setup for it's like beginner to experienced, because of all the flight modes it has. You can fly it completely manual. It has big control surfaces, so you can really do some whips with it, and some pretty impressive stuff. It has 6 different flight modes on it, and you can bind other stuff to that radio as well. So if you wanted to put another plane on here, so P&P by itself, this plane's 150. Ready to fly with everything here: 2 batteries, the remote, the little USB-C dongle is 185 on Amazon. So A560 ready to fly. That's a freaking legendary plane. Okay, so I'm gonna let that go for it is gonna be a big box to ship. So I would do, and it's not damaged. If you can do PayPal with no fees on that, I do. Like I feel like it's gonna be like $30 to ship that because it's so big. 25 to $30 at the minimum. So this would also be kind of like a donation to the channel, but you still get a deal. I do 140 on that plane. That'd be awesome. But thank God that the internet held out. I don't know what happened on the ISP. They just dropped us like a rock the first 5 minutes of our first stream today. Yeah, just bright. Sometimes friends are family, for sure. I have a lot of friends that are my family. I got a couple friends that are my brothers. And that's what we call each other. We tell each other we love each other every time we like say goodbye. Like, love you, bro. Seriously, you should say I love you to your best friends. Because you never know when you might not see them again. So that one is our last plane tonight. I want to say, like, if you're still hanging out, we are dipping on some viewers right now. People are getting tired because they've been on the stream for a long time. Just listening and watching this auction. It's been a really fun. fun auction. We've talked about a whole bunch of different stuff. We've had fun with quads and goggles, and the Avada now has a home. Some of the other things here have a home too. I want to say thank you to everybody who got something tonight. It really made my day because I really need to ship out some of this stuff to you guys. I'm gonna try to get this stuff in the mail tomorrow or Friday, and I will ship it USPS. So when we speak on the email, make sure that I have the correct shipping address. That's one of the biggest things that we want to get locked down before I do any shipping. So, um, yeah, but if you're just tuning in, if you're just jumping in here, if the stream ends, you can go back and rewind. And if you see something in the stream that you think, oh my God, that's a great deal on that. It's a great price on that at a starting bid of say $180 or 150 or whatever. That's been about the average price of a lot of stuff here tonight. Um, Email me and tell me that you want it. I will give you the PayPal email, send it with no fees, and then I will ship it for that price, free shipping. But yeah, USPS still somewhat down to earth compared to UPS. Like, just I think rich people use it, UPS. People that don't care use UPS. They're reliable, but they're expensive. UPS is like Uber Black or like Uber Elite. I don't know anyone that like chooses to do like Uber Elite. Like, I don't have to have a cyber truck to take me home from the airport. I mean, that would be cool if you guys could fund that. But yeah, more than panhandling tonight on the internet, it was a way to give back to the community and just have some fun on the live stream. Yeah, man, this bottle of Crown is just about needing to be replaced. It's almost time to go back to the store. But everything in moderation. I don't drink a lot, but when I do drink, try to get the Jameson or the Crown. And I have some stuff to clean up. I got to go follow up with some of you guys' emails. And yeah, when I'm sipping on some syrup, I try to get something that's like somewhat decent, but not like, you know, totally reserved. But I appreciate you again for hanging out. I'm going to make sure that everyone gets what they ordered, and anybody that needs a refund. I know that someone was saying earlier that they might like to use their credit that they had earlier that they bid in on. And I'll go back through my email and I'll check to see if anybody else emailed me about anything else, and I will respond tonight. So it'll be my job tonight to sit back down and go through the emails and respond to all your emails, and I'll get back to you about the happenings here. So until next time, you guys, let me know in the comments if we should do this next week, if we should do FPV Auction 2, if you enjoyed this one, if you enjoyed the chat, just the general bullshitting and camaraderie or whatever. We're all one big tribe. Yeah, DJ Lee, Mr. Lee, it was a fun stream. It was a lot of fun tonight. But I'm at the end of my steam. We did 3 hours tonight. Yeah, amigos, 3 hours. I gotta give a guy credit for that. 3 hours. Like this video, please. Like the video before you end the stream. A little bit of Crown left in that. I remember I poured some Crown in this. That microphone. Stay still, damn you. I'm almost to that point in the night, you guys. But I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to go sit on the couch and go through my emails. So I want to say thanks to everybody. And let's say congratulations to the guys who have new quads and other things coming to them. and the chat will not be in the video, so you won't be able to go back through the chat to see what things cost or whatnot. If you heard me say it and you wanted something later, just shoot me an email. Go to my website, dronecamps.com. Like, shoot me an email. Say, hey, Justin, how much for the Jumper T15 or whatever it was you saw? You kind of scroll through it like everybody does on YouTube. So, Willamette Valley State Capitol. It is time to be Batman. All right, brothers. I will definitely see you on the next one. I hope you guys are good.